Right, thanks for submitting this work. Reading through them, I realised that some of you had got questions for 5A and 5B. Some of you didn't have any working for it. Some of you had the wrong answers. So I thought I'd go through just 5A. Now, as a reminder, over here is the question. So we've got this histogram. It's a histogram because it's got frequency density on the axis. And we've got that label on the x-axis. And they want the median, and they want the upper quartile. Now the median is a particular value. There are 700 values, we want the 350th one. We can't find which one the 350th value is unless we create this table here, okay? And again, those of you who just wrote answers, perhaps you did the working somewhere else, I don't know, but this is the working we needed. So I've got the labels from the x and y axis, which I've converted into a frequency. How have I converted that into a frequency? I've taken the frequency density and multiplied by the class width. So this one will be 2 times 14, 28. Now, if I want the 350, and the other thing I've done at this point is I've checked that they add up to 700, which they did, so likely to be correct. Then I want the cumulative frequency, the running total. Because that way, if I want the 350th, 308 took me up to this group. The 350th is in the 14 to 18 class. Not only is it in the 14 to 18 class, it's the 42nd value. Now the method I saw some of you using, which is really good, but then again, I think some of you confused it because you always seem to be using the same values and getting the same answer of 1. That 42 is the area of the box we need. So if we go to this box here, we know it's in this class, the median. We want to separate off enough of a rectangle so that that rectangle has an area of 42. We know the height of it's 50. That's the height there. So it's the only thing we're short of is we don't know how wide to make that rectangle. We don't know that measurement there. So 42 is base times 50. That gives a base of 0.84, which means that the median is the 14 plus the 8.4, 0.84, 14.8. Now some of you had that answer with no working, and some of you had completely random answers, but that's how you do that one. So in exactly the same way, which I'm going to do using a different highlighter, the upper quartile is the 3/4. That's not very good. I'm going to rub that out and use a better highlighter than that. Let's see if the pale blue is a better one than that. The upper quartile is the piece of data 3/4 of the way through. So it is the 525th value, but it is not 525. The upper quartile is a value in kilograms. The 525th value comes after 508, so it's in this class here. It's in the 18 to 26 class, which I've said, and this is the working. Not only is in that class, but since there were 508 up to that point, it's the 17th value in that class. So we want a rectangle here whose area is 17, but the height of that rectangle is 24 if you read it carefully. So the base of that rectangle, that bit there, is 17 divided by 24, 0.7. The upper quartile is 18.7. Right, I think that's important that a lot of you see that. Oh, the other thing I should say is the work you're submitting is fantastic, really easy to mark, really easy to see what you mean by it. So really impressed. But I say a lot of you had I'm not sure I'd fully understood that question. Can you give me some feedback and see if it's a useful way of giving you work solutions? Okay, cheers.